Man, boy. Let me get my drink, dog. Pass my drink, dog. Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy Riley Escobar holding it down for y'all once again. Y'all know what time it is. This is the Just Send It podcast with y'all host Riley Escobar, and this is episode 29 of the joint. One more episode to 30. So, without further ado, let's actually get into the show, please. So, dude, in that editing room, I need you to cue the intro right after this. What's good, fam? You alright, man? You chilling, man? Yeah, yo, I'm good, yo. You know, Gucci, you know, out here maintaining, trying to do my thing, yo. Good to know, man. What's good, fam? You good? Yeah, I'm good, yo. You know, try to flood the streets or whatever. You know how we do, man. We just try, we try to elevate. You know, briefcase state of mind, you know. Shout out to that dude in the editing room. Hold on. Before we actually get into the episode, let's give a special shout out to me, myself, and I for holding it down. Because without me, without Twan, Riley Escobar, the dude with the dreads, Ghost. I used to go by Ghost before. I used to go by Ghost back in high school. Ghost, pancakes and waffles. Without him, Tweezy, what they used to call me, and Tweezy, they used to call me that too. Rising Stars, Twan, Rich Homie Twan, Ray Twan the chef, Lieutenant. You know, without me, none of this stuff will be possible. And I would also like to give a special shout out to y'all, man. Please pat yourselves on the back. Like, I really need y'all to pat yourselves on the back because, y'all really do a lot. Y'all do a lot. I hear what y'all say. I'm talking to y'all. Y'all might not listen to the pod just so much, but I know y'all be doing a lot. Y'all be cooking in your own lives and continue to cook. You feel me? Continue to cook, fam. Sometimes you really do gotta be like, yo, I'm really like the nicest when it comes to this ish. Or I really got, the game on Smash. Or I'm really like the best person in my city, the best person at my job, the best person in the gym, the best person in the studio, the best person online. Like I'm the nicest. Like, yo, where is my deal at? Like, y'all really gotta really pump yourselves up sometimes. Like, yo, I'm really probably the best thing that ever happened to this shit for real. Like this world wouldn't even spin, the universe wouldn't even, revolve around the way it revolves if it wasn't for me being here. And I know y'all looking like, damn, Twan, you talking wild, crazy, boy. But it's the truth, yo. If you're not going to take pride in yourself, how could you expect someone else to take pride in you? So always take the time, especially when you're winning, to take pride in yourself. Gloat, dance a little bit, sing, buy yourself a gift within reason. Buy yourself a dirt bike. You feel me? Buy yourself a dirt bike. Buy yourself some rims for the car. Buy yourself a new wig if you need to. Some new lashes. Get the nails done. Whatever you need to do to make yourself feel like, yo, you've been winning out here, fam, and you deserve something nice. Make sure y'all do that. Now, I was thinking, right, and this is what the podcast is gonna be about this episode. So I was thinking, like, dang, dog. I was actually this past weekend. I was on my way to a business dinner. Shout out to my business partners for real, man. We doing our thing, and we still got way more cooking to do. So we're gonna do that. But I was on my way to a business meeting. The music I was listening to was hitting extra hard, like extra hard. Friday for real, and Sunday the music was hitting extra hard. You know how like let me go on my little quick tangent. You know how like you hear a song in your playlist from like a long time ago, like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and you looking like, dang, like why I stopped listening to this song? Like this song is hitting. That's kind of how it was. I think I was listening to what's the name of the joint? I was listening to Get 'Em High by Kanye West, featuring Common and Tyler Kweli. I was listening to that joint. Now, who the hell is this emailing me at 11:26, telling me that she 3626 plus double D? You know how girls on Black Panther be when they get bubbly. Like I was listening to that John, and I was like, yo, this shit is hitting extra hard, right? And I'm on my way walking to the train. I'm on the way walking to the train, talking, narrating to myself for real. And I'm looking like, dang, like I'm really like absorbed into my music, but I'm looking like the people that's looking out that window probably looking at me crazy as a motherfucker. Like, yo, is he on the phone with somebody? Like, is he talking to himself? And you know me, I'm just eccentric. So I'm talking to myself. I'm looking like, yeah, Kanye, like you was spitting. I can't believe this cat used my name for picking up dimes, but never mind. He subtract. He trying to pull tracks out. And my rhymes is finna blow. He trying to blow backs out. Well, okay. Like I was really like, dang, like this song is hitting extra hard. But I was like, dang, like to the naked eye, people may think I'm kind of crazy. And I was like, well, fuck it, I'm fine with that. You feel me? But I was like, dang, like, where do I kind of get this stuff from? And when I really like thought about it, I'd be like, yo, one of the most like the hugest influence in my life, especially when I was a kid, has always been like sitcoms, like shows like Martin, Jamie Foxx show, the Steve Harvey show, One on One, The Parkers, Moesha, A Different World. What's the other joint? Living Single. Like it's always been like half and half. Don't forget half and half because the girl that played Mona. Oh my goodness, that's my celebrity crush. Like till this day, that's my type right there. Girls with the curly bushy hair. That's my joint. But I was thinking like that. I used to watch hella sitcoms like when I was young. And I remember like a lot of the mannerisms of those shows like that they do. I kind of like tie into my own life. So if I was to ever have my own sitcom, like that's kind of how I look at life now, like as a sitcom in a way. It would be called like probably like the Tales of Riley Escobar. And it would just show it won the show would air on the channels I used to watch the sitcoms on, either like 45 or 54. Of course, it's gonna be after the news, or if it's on Sunday, it probably air around 9 o'clock because 8:30 shows normally be like hitting. But the 9 o'clock shows, they be kind of like eyed or whatever. Like they be looking like, dang, like this show is low key kind of fire in a way. So my show would air like maybe like 9 o'clock, you feel me, 9:30, just before the news, if it's aired on Sunday. But like the whole premise of the show probably be like, young black dude from Baltimore, trying to establish a work-life balance, that's kind of will be the premise of the show. And he will be an ambitious, creative, intelligent dude, but very eccentric. And y'all know that like just by listening to like the jokes that I say on the show and how I talk and communicate with y'all, that can be looking like, damn, like Twan really be on one sometimes. And that's not just like a show thing. Like it's not just a podcast thing. It's how I act during the regular. Like you got a serious side of me that I lock in. And I'm like, I'm serious. I got business I got to take care of. Let me hurry up and get everything done and then chill. Cool. Then you got the more eccentric, like, yo, everything is taken care of. The money is good. My responsibilities at home is good. Responsibility at work is good. Everybody checking up on all the friends in the squad is good. Okay, cool. Let's have fun. You feel me? Let's have fun. Let's laugh. Let's joke. Let's make a most out of this genre. And like that's kind of what the show will be about. But I think the biggest component of my show will have to be the crossover episodes. It's one thing that I always loved about like sitcoms was the crossover episodes, like when they bring like actors or celebrities on the show, and it always just enhanced the joint. Like when they brought like Tommy Hearns on the show, and like Martin was talking hella shit, and Tommy Hearns boxed him up. That joke was crazy. Biggie came on the show, on the Martin show. That was crazy. Uh, a different world when Shorty called home because she needed money, and Bill Cosby answered the phone. Like that was interesting. Like just them having like rappers, and I think Tupac was on a show before too. Wasn't you Tupac come on the show before? The Fresh Prince when they bring people on the show. I think the Fresh Prince used to bring like rappers on the show like all the time. Like that's my favorite part of just the sitcom joint was just to bring in like other people that normally is not native to your core show on the show. And of course, we'll have like an episode with my photographer friend Miguel, the analog guy. Probably the whole premise of that episode would probably be me helping him find love while just taking a break from work, because that's kind of how our adventures go now. We do photo shoots and etc. But he asked me a bunch of questions about like relationships and love and etc. And like, what would you rather have? What works? What do you think happened? Like how to navigate in this situation? He always asks questions about just relationships. It's not always romantic relationships, but it's relationships. But that'll be the episode that we'll have. Of course, the episode with my sweetest taboo, the sweetest girl I ever knew, Karama, aka Ash, Shorty, who was on the first episode. Oh my goodness. Our crossover episode would be about just combating post college struggles, dealing jobs, you know, bum ass co-workers, managers, and just being careful in these streets, fam. It's dangerous out here. I tell y'all about the streets all the time. You gotta watch people. You gotta watch the situation you find yourself in. It's just crazy out here. And like my sweetest taboo, the sweetest girl I ever knew. Like, that's what our episode will be about. And it's hilarious, right? Because I've been calling her my sweetest taboo for the longest. Like the longest. Kind of like a pimp named Slickback, how you gotta say it every time. Yo, I say this every time I answer the phone. If it is my sweetest taboo, the sweetest girl I ever knew, how you doing? And she always laugh like, yo, you are crazy as all outdoors, Twan. It's like, I'm fine with that. I don't care if your mother there, your grandmother there, our boss there, your boyfriend there. That is your name. Like, that is your name. That is your nickname. And it's funny as hell. And then a weird little side note. When I said that at work, my coworker, Euban, was listening, right? So he like, my sweetest taboo, the sweetest girl I ever knew. What is that? Right. And he's from Guatemala. So he was like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? And I said, like, I was trying to explain to him, like, break it down to him in words that he could understand. He was like, what is this I ever knew part? Like, ever knew? What is ever knew? And I was like, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's like you knew them before you. It's a weird way of doing it, right? I was trying to like put it in terms that he kind of understand, but like since he don't understand English much and I don't understand Spanish much, I'm looking like, what can I use to kind of like bridge the gap? Good thing about the situation was his nephew is fluent in both languages, so he can kind of help me translate. But like now to this day, he said all the time, how is my sweetest taboo the sweetest girl I ever knew? Every girl that comes in the job, if it isn't my sweetest taboo, the sweetest girl I ever knew. And I'm looking like, yo, chill, fam. Like, not everybody can be my sweetest taboo. There's only one my sweetest taboo, the sweetest girl I ever knew. Her name is Ashley. Now, if you're going to name somebody else a nickname, okay, you could do that, but every nickname gotta be different. She can be your coffee cake. She can be your honey glazed chicken and rice. She can be your buttermilk biscuit. She can be your milk and magnesia. But like, it gotta be different. You can't use the same nickname for everybody. It's already taken. It's kind of like domains in a way. You can't use it if it's taken. But like me and Sweetest Taboo, a crossover episode would just be navigating post college struggles. I'm talking about the interview process, the job hunt, and all that. That is crazy. And then of course the homies, the homie Kev who was on the show, we will remember the homie Rob who actually just invaded the podcast, and then the one homie that y'all haven't seen yet, Val. We'll just be doing what we normally do, which is chilling, eating takeout food, unfiltered comedy jokes going back and forth, and insults going back and forth between the two. And sometimes we get conscious. Like sometimes we do get conscious and talk about real life stuff. Kind of like what sitcom did some real life stuff, like in a Will Smith episode when his father didn't want him to go with him or something like that. His father was a deadbeat. Like sometimes we talk about conscious stuff, or like the episode where Carlton wasn't accepted into the fraternity because they thought he was white. Like stuff like that. Like sometimes we do talk about conscious stuff, and it's very interesting what everybody's viewpoint is. You know, Cares, Vals, Rob, everybody kind of have a different viewpoint on it. It's always an interesting conversation. Um, but some of the conversations are about anime, video games, and etc. So like that would be a dope crossover episode. You know, and that's not even half of the crossover episodes that I could have with people. Like I have like formed numerous relationships with people that I used to work with. People like Mega, a couple people that you don't even know, Lord Tay, Maine, Chris, aka Cobra Commander. You feel me? If you got a nickname associated with you, like it's gotta be like a good story behind it, a good episode behind that. Like it's funny as hell. And not even including the corner store 410 crew that back in the day that we used to make YouTube videos about. We got tons of stories to talk about. So like when I say like my life can really be like a TV sitcom, like that's kind of how I see it. And I always kind of seen it as like a TV sitcom. And every so often I have crossover episodes. But what I like most, like other than just the crossover episodes where I'm the main character, is when I have the opportunity to be a side character. And me and the homie, we talked about this because he was like he was kind of comparing me to him. And he was like, Twan, like you more charismatic and you more willing to talk to people and you outgoing at times and etc. And like it seemed like you'll be more like of the main character and I'm like a side character in your story. And I was like, nah, dog, like that's not how it is. Like if we looking at sitcoms and like TV shows and movies if we looking at that stuff, like the more well-rounded individual is a side character, right? And their job is just kind of enhance the main character who's essentially like really flawed. So I was like, dog, I'm really am a side character in your story. When we go out and we go on these shoots and we chill, I'm a side character in your story, right? So like use me as you see fit. You feel me? And it's always an interesting time when I'm the side character in someone else's story because, of course, I always play the comic relief a lot of times. I do. Also play the ratchet friend that you can't take no places because always be on some wild stuff sometimes. Like not no physical wild stuff, but I be saying wild stuff only that me and that person can hear. But they be looking like Twan, you embarrassing me. Twan, you need to hold it down. Twan, you need to chill, bro. Relax, bro. Bro can't take you nowhere, bro. You be wilding. I'm looking like yo, I just chilling, dog. Like they don't be believing me, man. I be high, like on my smoky stuff. And but I'm also that character that gets the main character out of the box. So I'll be that side character that get them out of their routine. Like by recommending, yo, let's go to this place. Let's go to this part. How about we talk about this? You know, let's play a game. Like a out of the box game. What would you do if you had $1 million? Break it down. Like I really like ask questions and put ourselves in situations where like you got to kind of like face one of your fears or you have to grow a little bit, you know, in a spectrum or direction that you never was able to grow in. So like I enjoy being a side character. And I guess some of the friends' lives that I'm side characters in is like Jazz life. Like Jazz, she was on the show a couple times but I love being a side character in her life. I'm telling you, it's so fun because she has some of the most interesting stories and interactions. And I like to be that person on the side, like, man, F that. Like, that man, try this. Like, this is what we're going to do to him next time. And she was looking like, oh, Torn, you need to chill. Like, you wildin', Torn. And I'm looking like, man, they don't be believing me, man. I be high. You feel me? Or like just being Z like my friend Z, oh my goodness, we have some of the best conversations. And the crazy thing is we never ever met up. Like we never met each other in person. We mostly just, DM each other and sometimes voice chat and sometimes call. but we always have some of the most interesting like conversations. And I'm looking like, man, if it's this good and we just haven't met up, when we met up and actually link and do something fun, like an outing or event, oh my goodness. We probably be sitting in front of the spot for like 6 hours talking and powwowing, like for sure. And that's just a small amount. Like it's so many other, people live that I'm in that I just have so much fun just chilling, just being me, being that wild eccentric friend that they sometimes don't take serious, but they do take serious at times. Like dog, like it feels so good. But the whole purpose, I guess the whole purpose of like this podcast episode is to like, yo, of course I make this podcast to change perspectives, but sometimes like just don't take life so seriously lately. You feel me? Just don't take it so serious. Because yeah, we could be doing better. Like you could always do better in other aspects. You could be making more money. You could be living in your own place and not living with your family. You could have a girlfriend. You could be married. You could have kids. You could not have kids. You could always be doing better. You could travel more. You could travel less. You could be doing more. Of course, you always could be doing more. But sometimes you just gotta like, yo, not stress so much and just really see life from a different lens. I think that's the best way of putting it. See life from a different lens. Like, dog, I know my life is not a sitcom, but if my life was a sitcom, this is the episode we're doing today. Today we are going, to see can we finesse, like, let's say finesse our way into an amusement park. You feel me? Like we want to do that. My joint. Today we want to see can we finesse ourselves a free drink at Starbucks, right? And like it's so fun. Like it's so fun. Like it's so fun. Like looking at life from this lens is because like yo, I just be chilling. Like I'm unanchored. I'm not anchored, locked into the ground. Like I'm really just floating on clouds the whole time, and things feel so good. But I do gotta say this: people will not take you seriously, or they'll look at you like you crazy a lot. So you gotta kind of get accustomed to being looked at like you crazy. Like, why is he talking to himself? Or why it look like he's charging up and going Super Saiyan? Or like why did he clap his hands together like to pump himself up? Like, is he pumping himself up? Or is he like about to like is he a quarterback and he about to call a play? Like, why do he have these mannerisms? And it's like, yo, I have some of these mannerisms because it kind of helped me to kind of like cope and deal with the day-to-day stresses of life. Like it just is what it is. Sometimes I clap my hands together, like let's lock in and get it done. Like I'm calling the play. Like quarterbacks do. Sometimes I see myself from that lens. Sometimes like I do feel like bogged down because sometimes we get like that. You do feel bogged down with the stress and like pressures of work and life. And sometimes you like, yo, I just think in my head, like, yo, if this joint was an anime, this would be like the point in time where like I will go like Super Saiyan 2 and like really like lash out and really just win the match. And like so sometimes I gotta like think of it from that spear, like, you know what, let me charge up, go Super Saiyan 2, and like push through the rest of this day. And the funny thing, right? Because it happens from time to time, people that watch anime or they be looking like, yo, did you just try to go Super Saiyan, dog? And I was looking like, well, yeah, I did. And they looking like, yo, what do you be on? I said, yo, sometimes you just gotta go Super Saiyan to push through the rest of this stressful day. Like they be looking like, I can kind of see that. And I was like, yeah, dog, like you gotta try sometimes. Do they ever try it? No, they never really try it because it looks weird and they may be afraid that people are going to judge them. I don't care about that stuff, dog. I live the best life I possibly can live. I'm gonna continue doing it. And it is so fun, kind of like living, being untethered sometimes. I know a lot of people would be locked in, but just being untethered sometimes, oh my goodness. I have so much fun when it comes to this joint. Especially, I think one of the biggest things that I get out of it is just seeing other people's face look kind of like thrown off, like, yo, he is wilding. But then when they finally like cause they be ice grilling. Like people be ice grilling, like kind of like is this shorty at work, right? Let me get this. Is this shorty at work that work at the front desk? I think she worked like Mondays and Tuesdays, and like at the end of the week. So I always like, oh, how you doing? I always feel people out to see if they are like serious people or like are they in a joking mood or do they have a lighthearted self to them side to themselves. And like I was like, oh, it seems like she could be so lighthearted when she's not at work, but right now she's kind of locked in. Okay, cool. I'ma slowly but surely peel back the layers, right? So I'm gonna slowly but surely amp up my eccentricness to the point that she crack. Like, can I get her to crack a smile or to laugh? And like it takes a while. You gotta be consistent, but it takes a while to like really really make somebody laugh. Like, yo, what did you just say? Like, goddamn. So what I said today. Oh, today. So today when I went into work last week, I don't know if I told y'all last week. Last week I was late like 2 or 3 times. You know, forget it. I was late. It is what it is. Mass transit does that to you. But I was late. And I was like, I was walking up to the job. I'm looking like, damn, it's Tuesday. I was like, damn, it's Tuesday. I'm running late. The security guard that's probably gonna be here today. She worked the overnight shift, so she leave at 7. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna miss her. Like, I'm not even gonna get a chance to see her today, so I'm not even gonna be able to joke with her or play with her today. Boy, I come through the back door of the building. She at the back door. And as I was walking down, I was looking like, yo, why I got feeling like I probably see her at the back door. When I seen at the back door, I said, yo, this can't be true. I just said exactly what I was thinking. I said, see, man, I thought that I was going to miss you, but I wound up catching you at the back door. She coming out busting out like, good morning. How you doing? You straight? She is cracking up. Her and the old lady is cracking up. I'm looking like, let me see. I wouldn't be able to start my day without seeing you, but I seen you. So let me start my day. Let me get this joint done and lock in and get out of here. That was hilarious. When I seen her today in the morning, I'm looking like, yeah, I got here early today. I'm going to see her when I lock in. Just like the sitcoms, just like the 90s sitcoms. Excuse me, how you doing this morning? So I'm glad I seen you. I need to apologize. You know, I was late 2 times last week. Didn't say hi to you sneaking through the back door. Like I'm up to the various means or whatever. Like, I apologize. I'm going to do better now. And she looking at me crazy with a big like smirk on her face. Like, what is wrong with this dude? Like, that's kind of what happened in the sitcoms. Like sometimes the main character be messing up. And like he gotta like find his way back in the good graces of one of the stars on the show, like one of the co-stars on the show. So, man, like I be having too much fun when it comes to the joint, and I'm just telling y'all, like sometimes you gotta see life from that lens, like for sure. My life is not a movie, but it is a sitcom. This is episode 29 of the Just Send It podcast with your boy Riley Escobar. Thank you for tuning into this episode, I guess, the Tales of Riley Escobar. And I'm interested to be a part of y'all sitcoms to see how y'all life goes, because everybody got an interest in like life. Doesn't matter if you sit at home and you chill and watch video games all the time, or you work a shibuki job that pays nothing. Everybody got an interesting story. And that's the one thing I like about talking to people, is everybody got an interesting story. This is episode 29 of the Just Send It podcast. Thank y'all for coming through. The boy Riley Escobar is making his exit. I am out.
Now let's put the game in perspective. You better make a smart investment before you buy a necklace. Don't be out here living reckless. MCF, use your head, that's your greatest weapon. Yo, let's put the game in perspective. You better make a smart investment before you buy a necklace. Don't be out here living reckless. MCF, use your head, that's your greatest weapon. Yo, I drop unexpected like bird shit. Battle with poets, had written wars with wordsmiths. In the end, every loss I ever took was worth it. Deep lessons, I learned it. If I didn't, I'd probably be worthless. My mama always told me, you a man plus you black, that's 2 strikes. So you can't miss when it's your turn to bat. Took my siblings out to church, vacations to relax, and somehow your little boy still wind up selling crack. It's not your fault the life chose me. Hanging with the OGs, smoking on ooh-wee, sipping on OE. But at 30, when I look back, a lot of that shit was phony. Niggas was my homies, now they act like they don't know me, Mass Avenger, solo dolo, exposing all these mass pretenders. They soft and they tender, still a put a bullet in you, then go sip some kale and ginger. Them fireworks make it look like July and December. Nigga, let's put the game in perspective. You better make a smart investment before you buy a necklace. Don't be out here living reckless. MCF, use your head, that's your greatest weapon. Yo, let's put the game in perspective. You better make a smart investment before you buy a necklace. Don't be out here living reckless. MCF, use your head, that's your greatest weapon.
Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Can I get on the track and spaz at it? Mr. Write 32 bars of straight madness. Mr. Cabbage, Mr. Green, iceberg and spinach, that shit a classic. Ever since 2016, I've been blacking. No capping, I've been running shits like the captain. I'm the QB, better watch who you tackling. Bring your best weapon, I'ma bring my best weapon. Face it, I'm taking shit back to the basics. Cop your first coupe, start racing. Drop your first roof, feel greatness. I don't know, I might be mistaken, but I'm always known for my patience. Swan still saving, online investing, still trading. Guess now I understand the hating. Shit is foul, that was so fragrant. Just another story that I'm adding through these pages. Po wanna see another nigga caged in. Haters get mad, I turn flash, then I phase them. Niggas try to do me like the Sim, tryna play him. Never changed over, just colder and I stayed him. Thanks for the time, thanks for the patience. I love the way I rhyme, they love the way they hating. Yeah, and it's your boy Escobar, and I've been bringing y'all those extra bars. I'm so mean.
Let's put the game in perspective. You better make a smart investment before you buy a necklace. Don't be out here living reckless. MCF, use your head, that's your greatest weapon. Yo, let's put the game in perspective. You better make a smart investment before you buy a necklace. Don't be out here living reckless. MCF, use your head, that's your greatest weapon.